I've heard stories. I even watched a documentary one time on YouTube, and they talked about the violence in Mississippi, which I didn't realize that it was that bad. But I do know it's one of the poorest states in the United States of America. That's just statistically the fact. It doesn't mean it applies everywhere, and it doesn't mean that that necessarily affects every person. In this situation, I'm going to make some proclamations. I'm going to say some things that probably are not going to sit well with people's sensibilities. So just be prepared for that, because I have some really, really bad choice words about people who hurt kids, and especially just in unnecessary situations, okay? Let me give you guys a description, or excuse me, a disclaimer, and then we'll go from there. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And I'm getting this story from WJTV.com, so thank you for the article. If y'all are wondering what people are typing in the chat, I ask everybody to type where you're watching from, where you watching this story from. This story is coming out of Tunica, Mississippi, or Tunica County. A suspect in a triple shooting who was later found dead near the crime scene. This man that you guys see on my screen had a history of domestic violence. I'm going to say that again. Had a history of domestic violence. Okay, let's keep going here. Monday night, the Tunica County Sheriff's Office found a body in a field that they believe is the suspect in that shooting, 42-year-old Markello Braxton. That's the guy that you guys just saw on my screen. I don't know that I've ever heard of the name Markello. What does Markello mean? What does Markello mean? That sounds like Markello, like that sounds like some type of jello and marshmallow type thing mixed together, like some type of morning cereal. What does that name even mean? I've always told y'all, in my humble opinion, look, us as black folks, and sorry I got to get on us, but this is definitely a thing that's prevalent in our community. We just make up names. I don't know what a Markello means or what that's ever meant in history. I don't know of anybody else that has that name. It just sounds like the type of name that would just murder and maim things. Like Markello Braxton is just the type of name that you just know when you meet a Markello, that's going to be somebody that's going to kill somebody, in my opinion. Like, y'all tell me, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe y'all know some Markellos out there. And maybe y'all know a good Markello out there. I just don't know of any. I've never heard it. Maybe I need to Google search that name, but that just sounds like the type of name that'll murder you and your kids, okay? Now, Markello Braxton, Tunica County Sheriff's Office. Deputies said that Braxton shot and killed 30-year-old Nikeria Jude, which is the lady that had the, oh, wow, look at that pretty smile and perfect looking teeth. Like she looked like she got them porcelain joints. Beautiful lady, beautiful smile. 30 years old, and wounded two others, including his 6-year-old daughter, and 24-year-old son. All intentional. So it sounded like he was trying to kill everybody and then himself. Because when you got a name like Markello, I guess you would just feel like, you know, like what is there to really live for in life, right? So this woman probably was trying to leave him, and he's like, he's just going to end, just scorched earth. Scorched earth, sorry, but that's not male behavior. That's not a male trait, okay? WREG looked into Braxton's history and found 7 domestic disturbance calls made to Tunica County Sheriff's Office involving Braxton and his girlfriend. And before y'all get to woe is me for this woman and this mother, I'm going to tell y'all this, because I've been talking about this for a while. What's my hashtag? I don't see nobody typed it yet. Hashtag when you date thugs, you date death. Hashtag when you make your bed, you got to lay in it. Hashtag hood hoes love hood dick. This man's behavior is indicative of a thug. Thug behavior, not a skin color, Meaning, when you get with these type of men who will go desperate and go cuckoo and will kill anybody and everybody over their woman, these women love a man that will literally give up everything for them. They love that behavior. They seek this type of behavior. They know what it looks like. They know what it smells like. They know what it feels like. They like for that man to be protective over them because they feel like that behavior is going to be directed towards everybody else and never them. Until your thug lion that you went to the thug zoo to go pet decides to murder and maul you and your family. They never think that thug lion is going to come back to come and maul them. It's hard for me to look at this and say, I feel sorry for her. Did she deserve this? I don't think anybody who goes through domestic violence deserves it. They don't. But what I cannot feel sorry for is when you have opportunity after opportunity, let alone judging a book by its cover. We could just throw all that shit out the window. Let's just throw that out the window and let's just say that these people aren't able to use discernment to find out that these MFers are just not good people. Throw discernment out the fucking window, okay? Let's just say if you ignore discernment, ignore this man's characteristic traits, and just say after the first incident, thank you for the heart emoji. I see somebody feels me. Shout out to Night Rider. I see you in the building. Much love. I see you. Good to have you back. If you're going to ignore that, after the first incident of domestic violence, that should be it. People always say, how do you exit a violent domestic violence relationship? I always tell people you shouldn't get in them because you're ignoring factors and characteristic traits of people who behave that way. So if you're going to do that and then it happens to you, you should leave after the very first time it rears its ugly head. Not work it out, not get counseling. Get the fuck out of there. Get out, like the movie. You had every warning sign there, every red flag there. Get out. If you refuse to do that, my sympathy for you goes from 100 to nothing. Zero. Zilch. I don't have any sympathy for a person that will sit in stupidity. It is stupid to see that somebody treats you less than, treats you like shit, shows you that their level of concern about your well-being is non-existent. But you see this? Y'all have good days and bad days. There can never be a violent day. I don't have any sympathy for that. I'm a man raising a father. I said raising a father. I might be raising a father. Raising some fathers out there, right? With my words, right? I'm a father raising a daughter. My daughter is almost grown. My daughter is already making dating decisions and will continue to make dating decisions. And best believe that her daddy, me, is molding those decisions and her behavior patterns and choice patterns. And I've always told her, Daddy will tell you what you should and shouldn't do. If you go against that, your ass is on your own. It's just that simple. I'm not going to force you to do anything. I believe in free will as a father. That's the only way that if you want your kids to learn, you have to teach them from love, you have to teach them from respect, and you have to respect their decisions. You have to respect this woman's decision that she said this is a dangerous situation and I'm going to ignore it, right? You said preach. Thank you. Somebody hears me out there. Thank you. If you're going to ignore the advice, then live with the choice that you've made. After the first time, that should be it. I might even help you after the first time. But you go and allow it to happen a second time, a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time. You just keep working it out and working it out and working it out. Whatever happens to you, happens to you. I don't have any sympathy for you. We're going to share the burial plans, figure out what we need to do, and just move the fuck on because clearly it didn't matter to you. So no, I don't have no sympathy for this woman, this mother who not only got herself in this situation, but got, I think, her kid involved in this situation. But guess what? I think the kid survived. The kid survived, which is beautiful. We didn't get to that yet. Braxton's history, they found 7 domestic disturbance calls made to the Tunica County Sheriff's Office. So you're crying to the police when your wild, untamed thug lion sitting in your house is acting like a thug lion, and you want somebody to protect you from the stupid ass choices that you made. That's crazy. This is involving Braxton and his girlfriend, Nikeria Jude, at their Salil Drive home address. The first call was made July 28th of 2015. 10 freaking years. How do I cry for this grown-ass woman in 10 years of staying with an abuser? How? How, Sway? How? First phone call, July 28th of 2015. This is according to WJTV.com, not my words. And the most recent call came as of March 10th of this year, 10 years later. There was a manhunt for Braxton before the sheriff's office stumbled upon a dead body in a field that had self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. We have learned good news in this case, though. Braxton's 6-year-old daughter by the name of Marlasia, that name, but she's a beautiful little kid. I'll let y'all hear from her. Marlasia Braxton, who he shared with Nikeria, so this was their kid together, left the hospital Tuesday and is in stable condition. So that is a positive part of the story. Let me see if I could. I don't know if I have a picture of the baby up here. Yep, I do. She's a beautiful little angel. Look at her. 6 years old. So this is 4 years after they've been together. I guess within that 3-4 years, she got pregnant, had this baby. So she was released from the hospital and is in stable condition. And somebody by the name of Marquavius Young, that name, boy, y'all, with these hood names, it couldn't be more, what do they call that? More stereotypical as far as the hood names. Marquavius Young, Braxton's 24-year-old son, was released from the hospital on Sunday. The Shelby County Sheriff's Office said in a social media post that deputies from the Shelby County, DeSoto County, and Tunica County Sheriff's Office provide a police escort, ensuring the children's safe return to her family. So 2 people survived that. The only 2 that did not survive was this woman and her thug lion. Marquavius Young, spokesperson, and Angela and Leon, Marlasia's grandparents, said in the following statement, on July 11th of 2025, our family faced an unimaginable loss with the passing of Nikeria Jude. I said that. My dyslexia, sorry. Both Nikeria and Markello were loving parents to Marlasia, and Markello was also the father to Marquavius. I hate these names. In a heartbreaking turn of events, both children suffered injuries at the hands of their father. On July 15th of 2025, the discovery of Markello's body near his home left family and friends grappling with a whirlwind of emotions from sorrow and confusion. And this time, we ask for your prayers and understanding as we begin to heal from the physical and emotional scars of this tragedy. We want to emphasize the crucial importance of mental health and the need to take domestic violence seriously. Is that not what I said? Been saying it. How many years have I been talking about this domestic violence? That these ladies, not all, but these ladies choose to continue to stay in. Take it seriously. Let's come together to foster a community that prioritizes safety, understanding, and compassion. They said after Marlasia and Marquavius were released from the hospital after undergoing surgery, and they are now recovering. Let me skip some of this. But with both parents gone now, the family says Marlasia will be safe. She was a great person inside and out. I mean, she had a big smile, light up the room in every dim space or place. Said Anna Brown, family friend. Let me skip that too. We spoke to a local resident who was in disbelief about the shooting, saying Markello was a coward. Aha. I like that. I don't honor doing that to women, especially somebody that is kind and has a sweet heart. Didn't mention the kid though. The family set up a GoFundMe. Do I have that GoFundMe screenshot? If not, I'm going to pull it up for y'all so y'all can see this. Yes, I do. Because why have life insurance at all when you could just throw up a GoFundMe and people will fund it? So they put up an $8,000 GoFundMe and they raised so far half of it, just over half. So if y'all want to donate, you can. I'm not against, let me say this again, I'm not against GoFundMe. I am just pro life insurance. Okay? So if I'm speaking facts, let me know. Thank y'all for shouting it out in the chat. Let me get you guys the news videos. Let me give you a fair warning about the fair use of this content. Okay, here we go.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Let me go ahead and get these news videos up here. Y'all do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up. If y'all can get one thumb up for everybody watching, that'll help us tremendously. Doesn't cost anything. That is free. But thank you so much to those who are able to find it in their heart and their budget to be able to contribute to the AFC platform and support us in what we do here and what we stand for all the time. Standing on 10 toes. Let's get it. Listen at this.
And Miss my mommy and her name Akira Jew.
Precious little girl, and now a story you'll only see on your news leader. The 6-year-old girl who was wounded during a deadly triple shooting last Friday in Tunica County is speaking out. That little girl was released from Le Bonheur Children's Hospital today.
Brave little girl.
Hello, I'm Greg Hurst.
I'm Stephanie Skurlock. WREG's Brian Didlake spoke with her and the family after she received a special convoy of police escorts all the way home.
I miss her so much. God love everybody. Amen.
Sending a prayer to her mother, Nikeria Jude, Marlasia.
Amen. Love everybody.
Home.
I miss her so much. God love everybody. Amen.
Home.
I miss her so much. God love everybody. Amen.
You know what that baby reminds me of? You could tell she's such a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart. I'm assuming this whole thing happened because of a breakup. She just probably was trying to break up, and this man, so desperate and so insecure, he decided to try to end everybody's life because that's the end of the world when the one person that you do not want to leave, which is how they love to lock these men in, and when you decide that you're ready to go, they don't know how to let go. That is such a beautiful little angel. And she reminds me so much. Y'all know my adopted daughter. I post her on my it's called Posts now, but it used to be on my community wall. And I share pictures with y'all sometimes. She's about her age, roughly. I think my daughter's a little bit older than her. But man, I see them and I just see my kid. My kid is the sweetest little girl, and this little girl reminds me of her so much.
Sending a prayer to her mother, Nikeria Jude, Marlasia Braxton is now back home with her grandparents in Coahoma County, Mississippi. Braxton released from Le Bonheur Children's Hospital earlier today after she, her mother, and her half-brother were shot this past Friday by her father, Markello Braxton. Jude died, but Marlasia and her brother Marquavius survived. He was released over the weekend. Tunica County Sheriff's Office, alongside deputies from the Shelby, DeSoto, and Coahoma County, escorted Marlasia home. The drive going through 4 counties with the handoff of the family through each county.
Oh, it made me feel so good, made me had to cry for all the love they showed around here by my house.
Officers say Marlasia's father, Markello Braxton, died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, his body found in a field. With both parents now gone, the family says Marlasia will be safe, but the reality of the loss of her mother, Nikeria, still stings.
She was a great person, inside and out. I mean, she had a smile to light up the room in every dim space or place.
The family also sent out a statement emphasizing mental health and the need to take domestic violence seriously. WRG Digging Deeper found that there were 7 domestic disturbance calls made to the Tunica County Sheriff's Office involving Nigeria and Braxton. The first call was July 28, 2015, and the most recent call came on March 10th of this year.
The support is very necessary, and the support is very special, and it's much needed.
Today, however, the family says their focus is on Marlasia and remembering a mother who made anyone feel at home.
Everyone who came across her became family with her. You know, it wasn't a friend, it was blood. So, long live my girl.
In Coahoma County, Mississippi, for your news leader, Brian Ditley, WREG, Channel 3.
First at 5 on your news leader, a young girl injured in a Tunica County triple shooting gets a special escort home after being released from Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hurst. The girl's release comes nearly a day after the Tunica County Sheriff's Office found a body in a field, a body that investigators believe is the shooting suspect, 42-year-old Markello Braxton. WRG's Harrison Klopp is live in Tunica County where that crime took place. And Harrison, I know that you've uncovered some troubling history in this case.
Craig, Stephanie, good evening. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I've learned that Markello Braxton had a history of domestic violence, and your news leader has been looking into this all day. We've uncovered the fact that there were 7 domestic disturbance calls made to the Tunica County Sheriff's Office involving Markello Braxton and his girlfriend, Nigeria Jude, at their Soleil Drive home address. And this spanned back for years. The first call was July 28, 2015, and the most recent call came on March 10th of this year. Then came last Friday night. Investigators say Braxton murdered Jude and shot his 6-year-old daughter that he shared with her. Also shot was his 24-year-old son. There was a manhunt for Markello Braxton before the sheriff's office stumbled on a dead body in a field. They believe the body is Braxton's and that he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Braxton's 6-year-old daughter was released from Le Bonheur Children's Hospital today. She's in stable condition. Marcavius Young, the 24-year-old son of Markello Braxton, was released from the hospital on Sunday. We spoke to a local resident yesterday about the incident who was in disbelief about the shooting, saying Markello was a coward.
He's a coward for that one, because I don't honor nothing like that, man. It could have been a lot of ways you could have been did that, but I don't honor doing nothing to a woman, especially someone that kind and have a sweetheart.
And guys, WRG's Brian Didlake will have more on the 6-year-old girl being released from the hospital with both parents dead. From Tunica County, I'm Harrison Klopp for your news leader, WRG News Channel 3.
All right, thank you, Harrison.
Now, the Tunica County Sheriff's Office has found the body of a man that they believe is responsible for a triple shooting that happened last Friday night. The shooting left 1 woman dead and 2 others injured, including a 6-year-old girl. Deputies believe that Markello Braxton, who you see on your screen, shot and killed 30-year-old Nigeria Jude Friday night. A 24-year-old man and Braxton's 6-year-old daughter were also injured in that shooting. Deputies found the body near the home where the shooting took place. No word yet on how Braxton died. The body will be sent to the Mississippi Crime Lab in Jackson.
To give my closing thoughts about this again, and I use these stories as cautionary tales, as I've been saying for the longest time, to the ladies, because y'all are primarily the ones that are being damaged in these situations. You don't usually hear, not that it doesn't exist, but you usually don't hear of men being the ones having domestic violence committed against them. Not usually. It's usually the women. This is usually a woman problem. This is usually a mother's problem. And I encourage you not to deal with people who would behave like that. Y'all know what that characteristic looks like, but you continue to keep thinking that that's who you can make a future with. Make it work, figure it out, tame that person. And again, I continue to tell you that thug is not a skin color, it's a mentality, it's a behavior. And thug lions are not meant to be tamed. You don't tame it. You leave it in its element, you leave it the hell alone. So it is what it is, or you'll continue to keep having these stories. You'll continue to keep dropping and shedding tears. You'll continue to keep losing your communities, your babies, until you decide to break the cycle of this stupidity, okay? So to the family, however y'all feel about the mother, she should have made better choices. R.I.P. to the mother, but to the little girl, y'all keep a prayer hands up in the chat for that little girl, because I think that little girl is going to be special. She is such a special little sweetheart. Let me see if I can get her picture back up here. And screw the dad, man. Just he's not a dad. He's this man that she made these kids by. Markello Braxton. He just has a murderer's name. Like you've never met a Markello Braxton that was not a murderer. Such a beautiful little angel. So y'all keep that baby in your prayers. So this is somewhat of a bittersweet story, okay? But thank you guys for listening to the story with an open mind as well as an open heart. If you did that, you'll get it. For everybody else, leave a comment in the comment section. Debate what I've said on facts and not your emotions, okay? Thank you.